Hi, it's Dana Horochowski. It's October the 7th, 2009, and I'm going to read you a little story about the Black Pope. And this is my share because I have a Roman Catholic background. I don't have any background in the Jewish part of the conspiracy, so I'm going to leave that to those people that are taking that section down. But the Illuminati has infiltrated all of the religions, law, the governments, and basically where there's money they control. So we need to take a look at where this is coming from, and I'm going to give you a bit of the Black Pope, the read excerpts that are found on scribed.com/Jrgenius. You can pick this up, but I'm going to give you the read because some people may not have time to sit down or cannot afford the money to print this out. So here it goes. So you thought you were pretty well informed by now about all the main players on the conspiracy playing field. Khazarian Zionists, banksters controlling the economies of the world by the Council of Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderbergers, the Committee of 300, and the 17 wealthiest so-called elite families, the Rothschilds in England and the Rockefellers in America and the Bronfmans in Canada, and so on, comprising the physical power structure of the New World Order puppets. Now, I've got to scroll up here, sorry, so we'll be able to see it. These are the master deceivers known as Lucifer or Satan, the fallen angel cohorts. With all those details contribute to the understanding of the larger picture. What you are about to read fills in the most important missing link in this entire structure. To call the following outlay controversial and sensitive is about as mild an understatement of the truth of the matter as can be made. The Vatican Assassins, the book written by Eric John Phelps. This was written that the Black Pope, Count Hans Kaubenbach, the Jesuit general, was Black Pope then. They have someone else now who is pulling the strings of the Vatican and the White Pope. The White Pope is just a figurehead puppet. Anybody you see on TV is a puppet. So these guys are high sorcerers. They're into black magic, Satanism, blood drinking, flesh eating. That's why you have the masses. Anyway, that's my little aside and what I know about the Catholic Church, because it pretty much controls everything in my city, which is Sault Ste. Marie, and I know a lot of Canada has a lot of Catholic control, Knights of Columbus, Knights of Malta. So here we go. Let's call this story the Jesuit-Vatican connection to the unfolding New World Order agenda. When one reads the work like Vatican Assassins, one can't help but reflect back on the purposely adjusted and watered down, boring moments of the high school history class. Meanwhile, true history of what has gone on is dynamic and full of calculated intrigue. Truth certainly is stranger and more interesting. We are at a time of truth being revealed from all directions. We are in the time of the great awakening of this planet, the light of truth intensifying with each passing moment. The Vatican revealed. I've got the book too, but this is, you need to hear this. All aspects of global control by the Jesuits have dated back to 1540. Literally linking every major global conflict and political assassination to the hands of the Jesuit order. The Jews, as many other groups you mentioned, have been unwittingly pawns in the Jesuit agenda. The Black Pope, black refers to hidden evil activities, not to the race or color, who gives the orders to the actual Pope. The Knights of Malta, the Jesuit order, and the other high Jesuit generals, they are sorcerers, they are Luciferians, and they worship what they would call Lucifer. Sanat Kumra, I would call him the Ancient of Days, same piece of garbage, who's in the Hollow Earth Shambhala, that's my aside, who is going to bring in the New Age, rescue everybody from the economy collapse, which has been planned, so be careful. They do not believe in Satan, they believe in Lucifer. That is the one God, the monogamous, monotheistic God that has taken over all the religions. So, and he's a very jealous God. The Creator is not a jealous person, being, deity, whatever. When a Jesuit is professed, he is under the Jesuit oath. He is under a bloody oath. So if he says something, they would kill him or throw him in jail like they have with Archbishop Leahy right now. The Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion and the Jesuits. It's written, and then it goes on. Alberto Rivera says about the Jesuits that he was greatly maligned, not to helped at all by the apostate. He was greatly maligned, not helped at all by the apostate Protestants and Baptists in this country. He was helped somewhat by Jack Chicks. Yeah, I'm going on a side here. I'm going to just read the red. Pittsburgh Steelers is the Knights of Malta. Freemason is Disneyland is controlled by Freemasons. Las Vegas is controlled by the Mafia. The Knights are good, dear brothers, with the high Mafia dons, the Gambinos, the Luccheses, the Colombos, all of them. And they control Hollywood, not the Jews. It's only the Jews are frontmen who are involved in Hollywood and working for the Mafia and for the Cardinal. The Jesuit order has 83 regions. They are divided. The world is divided up into these provinces. The Jesuit rules the world through his provincials. The provincials then, of course, rule the lower Jesuits. And there are many Jesuits who are not professed, so many of the lower Jesuits have no idea what's going on the top. They have no concept of the power of their order. The Count of Monte Cristo. Count is a Jesuit general. Mount Cristo is Christ. The Count of Monte Cristo has an intelligent apparatus that can't be beat. Well, that's the Jesuit order. That is the Jesuit order. No women. They have no love of a woman, because to have a wife, to have a woman means you have an allegiance to your wife and family, and you cannot obey the general. That is why they will never be married, and that's one of the greatest keys to their success. They can betray a nation and walk away. They can betray the Irish Catholics getting on the Titanic and walk away. They can betray us in Vietnam and walk away. They can betray us every time we go to the hospital and get radiated, cut, drugged, and walk away, because it is for the greater glory of God. Al Majorum Dei Gloriam, the greater glory of God, little g, that sits in Rome. Now they're going to be vaccinating everybody and getting rid of the majority of the population through wars, pestilence, plague, the four horsemen of the apocalypse. They know the Bible. They've manipulated everything to have everybody believe that this is the way it's going to be. So be careful. Be careful. The ultimate goal is to rule the world with the Pope of their making from Solomon's rebuilt temple in Jerusalem. That's their ultimate goal, says Eric Phelps. Well, that is the New Age agenda. That's Lucifer. That is the Nasara, where they're going to have their alien landing in Salt Lake City and then go on to New Jerusalem to rule and reign. This is the first contact issue, and nobody's going to buy into this contact issue or be willing to listen to these idiot ass-ended masters that are in the hollow earth and underground bases. They're not going to listen to them until the economy collapses. Then people will stop and look around and go, oh, what the hell do we do next? So a lot of people are going to be deceived because they're just so dumbed down and they're so into their disinfo news. Catholic nobles with lots of money donated castles and schools and money to the Jesuit order. Virtually everything they own has been given to them or stolen by them. Of course, they stole all the fortunes of the Jews in World War II. The Jesuit general, and this is one of the most important points that I have to make about von Kalvenbach, the Jesuit general is in complete control of the international intelligence community. That's the CIA, FBI, KGB, Israeli Mossad, the German BND, the British SIS. The Jesuit general is in complete control of the entire intelligence apparatus. FBI, every bureaucratic agency in this country, all of it. He is in complete control of it. That's why we have to kick these pedophile pigs out of here. Take their money system away from them and parachute them over Iraq and Iran. Let them deal with them. It's Roman Catholics in control, knights in control of FBI who carried out all of this killing. I'm enjoying this because they put me through living hell, and this is just Karma coming back. Don't think I'm the first one. I'm just the, you know, the little chickie babe who's got a